This video is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful website for your online presence. Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another video, and as you guys can see in the title, today we are going to be unboxing a sealed iPhone 5. I honestly did not think I'd ever be saying those words on this channel, but we just got this off of eBay a few days ago. Now, first impressions with the box, things are looking a little bit weird, like the seal is not perfectly straight. There are a couple little cutouts here on the back, which is kind of odd to see. But I will say that there are a couple things about this phone that are sort of reassuring in a way. Like we do have a TELUS UPC sticker, which is probably the retail sticker that was placed by TELUS, the Canadian cell phone carrier that sold this phone. And there's also French writing on the back here. So every single phone sold in Canada has French written on the back. And this is a 16GB white model. The seller also had some black models as well, but they were completely sold out. So hopefully this thing does end up being legit, and hopefully it has iOS 6. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. And by the way, I do have an iPhone 5 on standby just in case we need to swap the batteries into this device, because this phone is brand new. It's never been opened for 10 years. So just in case we need to do that, I'm going to keep this thing on the side. But let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed. Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit nervous about this because this is literally like a 10-year product and it's been sealed, and supposedly, there's always a chance this thing could be fake. And I guess there's only one way to find out. So let's go ahead and get our scissors and get this thing unboxed up. Okay, so that pretty much just came off just like that. So I'm gonna set this thing to the side. I'm gonna try to keep the original seal intact, just so I have something to sort of, look back at. Okay, sweet. So we do have a little bit of we do have a little sticker here. It's a little hard to see, but it's looking pretty good so far. Now I'm gonna go ahead and sort of just set this thing to the side. I honestly think this phone might very well be legit. It's looking like it's in perfect condition. I'm gonna go ahead and see if this thing actually turns on, because it's been such a long time. Obviously, I don't think it's going to turn on at all, but we'll go ahead and set that to the side right over here. And let's take a look at what's inside the box. I mean, I'm sure you guys know what's inside these boxes, but it's so cool to look at it from something that's completely brand new. So let's take a look at this over here. So I want to be super gentle. I'm just gonna there we go. I don't want to completely destroy this packaging right outside the box. Another way that we can also kind of authenticate if this is a real product is if it has French, and sure enough it does. We have French, we have the English version, we have French again, we have the English version. Oh, kind of crumpled that there for a second. And then we do have the Apple stickers, which is nice to see. And inside the box, of course, we have the original Apple EarPods. These ones have the 3.5mm headphone jack attached to them, as you guys can see right over there, the cube for charging, and the actual lightning cable. This was the first ever iPhone to introduce the lightning cable, and to this day it's still being used, which is pretty cool. Maybe we'll see Type-C come in the future, but I guess for now we'll just have to wait. So I'm gonna go ahead and sort of clean up this little space here, and we'll try to get this all tidied up, and we're gonna go ahead and plug the cable into this iPhone and see if this thing turns on. Okay guys, this is the moment of truth. We are gonna be putting this little charger right into here. Just gonna pop it in, and let's see if this thing has any juice after all these years. No way, let's go. This thing has iOS 6. I saw the Apple logo with the little cutout. If this thing is actually legit, take a look at that, guys. We have it's really hard to see. I really apologize for this poor lighting, but here, let me turn that on again. We have the original iOS 6 charger. That is amazing. So that honestly tells me this device is pretty authentic. I mean, I don't know if this thing has been opened up before, but based on what I saw with the Apple activation status from all those IMEI websites, it seems pretty legit. This thing was probably old stock that never ended up selling. But every single iPhone has its own interesting journey, and this one is brand new. Now, before we actually get this phone set up and running, let's take a second to talk about today's video sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace offers a unique selection of custom templates that you can use to build the perfect website. You can browse through different categories and find exactly what works best for you and your business. I actually ended up creating this blog about my iPhone collection using the Uppbeat template. It just blends in so well with these white themed photos. And of course, with Squarespace, you can also launch an online store to sell any physical or digital product. They make it really easy to set up, and it only takes a few minutes to get running. Now you guys can take advantage of their analytics tool, which gives some valuable insights into the website traffic data, and this could help you figure out what product to sell next. Now be sure to head over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and once you guys are ready to launch the perfect website, go to squarespace.com/iClassic to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. But yeah, this honestly makes me so happy. You guys know on this channel how much I love the iPhone 5 on iOS 6. This is literally like my dream phone, and it's honestly a really good feeling. I'm gonna go ahead and let this thing sit on the side here on the table, and we're gonna come back to it once it turns on, and we're gonna go ahead and set it up. Alright guys, so now that we are back, we are actually gonna go ahead and set this thing up. As you guys can see, it is officially on. I'm not sure which iOS version it is running, but it does say that it's searching for a carrier, which is kind of odd because I haven't actually put a SIM card into here yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Canadian SIM card into here, like the one with my personal number on it and everything. So let's go ahead and see if this actually works. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and pop in my Bell SIM card. So this is actually from another provider. So let's see if this thing is actually unlocked. English, Canada. Go ahead and click next. And I'm going to see if I can sign up using my cellular connection. That would honestly be super cool. I'm just going to wait for the phone to pick up a signal and see if it does anything. Hopefully it does. Okay, so it looks like the phone did not pick up a signal. I'm just going to go ahead and type in my Wi-Fi password. Now the phone is officially registering from 2012 to 2022. So now the phone is going to realize that it's no longer in 2012. And as you guys can see, we do have some bars up there, which is super cool. So let's see if this phone activates, and awesome, it did activate, sweet. I'm gonna enable location services, set this up as a new phone. I'm gonna skip this step because, yeah, I'm not gonna log in on screen, but man, this is so exciting. This is literally like my dream phone, finally being able to use this. Oh, we gotta click skip. Accept. I'm gonna use Siri for sure, even though Siri doesn't work on iOS 6 anymore. Let's click don't send here. And there we have it, guys. Look, we're already getting messages on this phone. This is so cool. Now, the first thing I did want to check, like I mentioned, was which iOS version this is running. And it is running 6.0.1. Wow, that is a very old version. That's definitely not what I was expecting. I don't know why I was expecting this thing to be on like 6.1.4 or like a really old version of iOS 6, but 6.0.1, that's pretty old. That's really, really nice to see. Now, one of the really nice things about iOS 6 that I remember is that every time you shut this phone off and turn it back on, it has that little Apple logo with a cutout. So you're not going to be seeing any iOS 8 or iOS 7 or iOS 9 logos on this thing. This is the real deal. As you guys can see here, we're just going to turn on just a second. Gotta wait for it to turn off fully. Let's try that again. And let's try that one more time. And does this one work? Let's see if it works. Sometimes it takes like a second or two to turn off. There we go. So you guys can see this thing is the real deal. iOS 6 right outside the box. It's pretty interesting. I mean, I'm definitely going to be putting a screen protector on this thing, a tempered glass probably, and I'm going to see if I can get one of those official Apple leather cases. I think those look really cool way back in the day. And yeah, this is just really cool to see. Now, I'm probably not going to be jailbreaking this phone. I just want to keep it stock because something about having stock iOS 6 that's never been altered, there's just a really cool feeling about owning this type of device. So I'm definitely going to keep this one stock, but I will be picking up a screen protector for this, probably a tempered glass as well as one of those Apple official leather cases. Those are really hard to find, but I definitely want to put those on this phone. I think it'll be pretty cool. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing of the iPhone 5 on iOS 6. this is probably one of my most special videos on this channel. You know, I started this channel making a lot of videos on the iPhone 5, hoping one day I could own the iOS 6 iPhone 5, and it finally happened. And the really interesting thing about the iPhone 5 on iOS 7 in particular is that if it's on iOS 7, you can actually downgrade it all the way back down to 6.1.4 fully untethered. That's probably going to be a future video that I'll be making in a couple months, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.